Hello, brothers and sisters of the church. I want to remind you of something today. You are not defenseless. God has given you armor and stand firm in Him. Well, for this whole past week, our theme for the Vacation Bible School at the Life Center has been the armor of God. The last time we covered this lesson as a whole with the youth was 2020. We know the difficulties we faced at that time. I want to read for you real quick, Ephesians chapter 6, verse 13. Therefore, take up the full armor of God, so that you will be able to resist in the evil day, having done everything to stand firm. As we think about the armor, one truth stands out clearly. God has not left us defenseless. He gives us what's needed for the battle. We're not given a command to take up whichever piece we need at the moment. He's not saying, well, today you're going to need the shield of faith, or today you're going to need the helmet of salvation. No, he says, take up the full armor of God. And in this armor, sometimes we're advancing, sometimes we're taking that step forward, and we're going towards the gates of hell, if you will, to rescue the perishing, to rescue those that are being held captive by the lies of this world, by the schemes of the devil. Other times, we're suited in that armor and we're there to stand firm, to not go back, to not be pushed to where we once were, but to stand on the ground which God has given us. We've been sharing this with children, but oftentimes it's lessons that we all need to be reminded of. We need to be reminded of how Christ, when tempted by the devil, resisted with the word of God. That was a part of the main lesson today, was taking up the sword, the word of God. And it's the one piece of armor that is really not only a defensive, but also an offensive weapon. And when I speak of charging the gates of hell in that sense, when we oftentimes hear different people speak of the gates of hell shall not prevail, and a lot of times they're speaking of those gates as if like the gates of hell aren't going to prevail against the church, but they're meaning from the gates being like an offensive weapon. But gates are typically there for defense. And I want you to think about this. We've been equipped to go out and rescue those who have been trapped. That's a part of what I think of when I think of the gates of hell, that not prevailing, meaning that they're not going to keep me from rescuing those who are in the enemy's snares, those who are in the enemy's traps. The full armor of God, not part of it, not only the pieces we're comfortable with. The whole armor is needed because the battle is real. We are told we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against the principalities, against the rulers of the evil one, the rulers of this darkness. So notice that Paul says to stand firm. So sometimes the Christian life looks like moving forward. Other times it's standing your ground. It's standing exactly where God has placed us. So today, step into the day spiritually prepared, not unprepared. I oftentimes encourage Arthur. I said, son, when you wake up this morning, before you even get out of bed, before you open up your phone, pray and pray through the armor of God. Put that armor on in a mental, spiritual sense to be prepared to go out and face the day, face the battles that are before you. I want you to think about this. I'm going to walk you through these. Put on truth, walk in righteousness, hold up faith, rest in salvation. take up the Word of God. And this piece of armor sometimes we forget about, and that is pray with watchfulness. Be ready to pray and to lift up your heart, your cares, and your concerns. The Lord has equipped you for the battle before you, and His strength has been given to you so that you can stand to resist the schemes of the evil one. Brothers and sisters, I hope and pray that this finds you well. I appreciate your prayers for the work at the Life Center this past week. Tomorrow will be our last day of VBS, though we will continue with our Tuesday program until the end of summer or until the children go back to school. But I do ask for you to please pray, because it is a pivotal time for each of these youth. It's always a great time for us to be able to just reinforce the teaching that we've been doing over the last few years with the children there, and a time to equip them with lessons from the Bible and to nurture them in the Lord. I thank you so much for your prayers, and I do hope that your day is going well. Until I see you next time, God bless.